Hey everyone, my name is Anerv Serene, and this is going to be a very special video. I have been lucky enough to travel the world countless times over, and this is a trip that I'm really excited about because this time I get to go on a 19-hour flight with my son, Kai. We are going to Singapore. We take off from Newark. We go all the way to Singapore, which is an almost 18-and-a-half-hour flight. And we get to spend a few days in Singapore together before we head over to India for a special family wedding. So we are really excited. In this video, it's not going to be an airline review. It's really just going to be an overview of how the overall experience is. Traveling with kids brings challenges of its own, but traveling with kids on the world's longest flight, or the second longest flight, has a different type of appeal and a different type of consideration. So join us as we fly the Singapore Airlines A350-900 all the way from Newark to Singapore. You excited, Kai?
Yeah.
Our day started off with a phone call from Singapore Airlines. Our flight had been delayed for 2 hours, which was perfect. We got to wake up at a reasonable hour, dust off the snow, and grab a bagel breakfast before making our way over to Newark Airport. After checking in, we made our way to the lounge to stretch our legs and to watch planes take off and land before a very long flight. With this being an ultra long haul flight with business class and premium economy, we boarded relatively quickly and made our way to our seats. This is where Singapore Airlines hospitality truly outshines its competition. Kai was the first one who was welcomed onto the plane and got to place his drink order before I was even asked: a cup of delicious apple juice. Soon after, he got a few gifts from the flight crew and we were on our way to Singapore, a full 19 hours of flying ahead of us. While flying for the entire day seems daunting, especially with a 4-year-old, this was one of the best flights I've ever flown. We napped, did some activities, watched some Paw Patrol, and ate really well. As we started our descent into Singapore, we packed up our devices, books, and toys, and were finally ready to stretch our legs. After immigration, we quickly gathered our bags and made our way to the Andaz, Singapore. Despite landing at nearly 8 p.m., our day was not over yet. In order to beat jet lag, my goal was to push ourselves to go out just a little bit longer so that we could get a full night's sleep. So what did we do? We jumped into another cab after ditching our bags and made our way over to the Singapore Night Safari. We hopped on the tram once we reached, and after a 45-minute ride, seeing all sorts of animals, we made it back to our hotel for a full night's sleep. Thankfully, my jet lag plan worked. The next morning, we were up right in time for breakfast, and after enjoying a leisurely breakfast of all sorts of cuisines, we went back to the room for another snooze. A few hours later, it was our time to head out and explore Sentosa Island, a fun island full of family activities. We got dropped off at the tram station and took the tram over to the island. Despite it being February, it was extremely hot. Thankfully, Kai had a stroller with a decent shade while I hunted for ice-cold water. We had luge tickets for 7 p.m. and given that we had nearly 4 hours to explore, Kai and I took another gondola to the other side of the island. Since it was getting really hot, we decided to head into an ice cream shop and cool down for a bit. After a bit of cool down, we went to the playground next to the beach. It was a fun way to spend an hour bouncing around and playing on the slides. As soon as our hour was up, we made our way to the Museum of Illusions. It was a fun place to take some goofy photos and enjoy some time together. Finally, it was time to make our way over to the luge, and despite it being 7 p.m., it was still insanely chaotic. We grabbed our helmets and went up for our 2 runs on different tracks to end an incredibly fun first day in Singapore. On our second day, with jet lag under our belts, today's plan was to simply enjoy our time in the hotel and relax before yet another travel day. After a slow and relaxing breakfast, followed by a nap and room service lunch, we packed up our bags and made our way over to Changi Airport. We checked in quite a bit early since I wanted to check out the Jewel. Despite all the hype around it, I personally wouldn't leave extra time to check it out. It was mostly muggy and extremely hot. Kai was very much more so interested in the butterfly garden, and I couldn't agree more. It was definitely far more peaceful. After a short sightseeing stop around Changi, we had a snack at the Singapore Airlines lounge before boarding our flight to India. As we departed Singapore, I was thankful for the uninterrupted time that Kai and I got to spend together and look forward to many more solo adventures in the future.